Yo, what is poppin', everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Dreams here, and today we're gonna be going over a build on Outriders, specifically for the Devastator build. It's gonna mainly focus on you being a tank and a supporter for your team. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And let's get into the video, guys. All right. I'm trying to get.
Oh my!
What is this, dude? I'm stuck.
What is
this, dude?
Oh my! I got you, bro.
Bro, get me out of here, bro.
Come out, bro. Come out.
I can't.
I'm max DPS. I'm also max DPS, but it's crazy.
Oh shit! Black hole. Oh shit!
Damn, bro. We need my volcano right.
Yo, somebody clip that chat. Oh shit. I'm gonna make a disclaimer here. We're not using no legendary armor, only legendary weapons and epic gear, which is purple. So keep that in mind, guys. This does not include any legendary armor. Hey guys, I know disclaimer, this build does not rely on DPS. It is not a DPS. This is strictly a tank and supporter build, guys. All right, so we're going to be focusing on looking at the stats, the build as you know, being the Devastator, as a tank and a supporter. So like I said, we have a 26.6k anomaly power, and a 43k firepower, with 13.2k health and 98.1k armor. Now keep this in mind, whenever you are near your teammates, you will get a boost from this build, which the max that I will get is around 100 to 160, maybe even more k armor, depending if you have one extra teammate or two extra teammates. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. This is the stats so far for my build. Now we're gonna go over to the skill tree, show you my skills. So moving on, we use the boulder dash, which charges forward to interrupt all enemies in your pass, and it deals a total of 17,500 damage. The next skill we use is the golem, which fortifies yourselves against 65% of incoming damage for 8 seconds, which this will help in the long run. But the biggest and the most important skill that we use on this build to be a more of a support for your team is the endless match, aka the black hole, which brings all the enemies to where you lock onto a target, like you see in this video. So that is the skills that I will be using for this build, and we're gonna move over to the skill tree for this build. Okay, so for the skill tree for this specific build, we're gonna be using the middle row for the Devastator, which is the Warden. So starting off, you're gonna start with the Colossus, which is the max health by 10%, moving on up to the armor, which gives you 20%, moving down to the max health for 10%. Ignore this for now, I'll explain later. Moving on to the next one, which is the resistance by 20%. Next, max health by 10%, and then you go down for as a tank, which gives you more armor by 20%. Moving on to the middle, which is the Colossus, more max health by 10%. And moving up, you have a 100% chance to ignore damage that would kill you and gain 50% of your max health. The effect may occur once every 180 seconds. And the Overlord of the background, which gained additional 10% health for each enemy that died at close range. And then you want to go down and do the armor by 20% and up the resistance by 20%. And last but not least, the mighty tank, which increases your firepower by 5% of your armor. Bonus capped at 40% of total firepower. And you also get an increased anomaly power by 5% of your armor. Bonus capped at 40% of total anomaly power. Now moving back towards the skill tree, we have, of course, the Outrider Commander, which increases all healing by 20% and shield by 20% for you and your allies. Next is the Strong Arm of the Anomaly. After using class melee skill, increase resistance piercing by 50% for each enemy hit for 10 seconds. Now this is optional. You do not have to do this one. You could totally pick a different one. I chose to use this one just because sometimes I like to use melee, so that is totally optional to you. You can, pick whatever you feel that is best for you. And then I just do in some weapon damage to help out a little bit, and some anomaly power. So yes, that is the skill tree for this class, for this build, for this support build, which is going to be using the Warden. So starting off with the helmets. Tier 1, we use the Moss Pit Endless Smash, which inflicts vulnerable on all enemies pulled by the skill, which means it just puts more damage on them whenever you pull them by the skill. And then the tier 2 on the helmet, we use the Seismic Impulse, which is a impulse that's generated every 6 seconds around you, dealing 17,000 damage to enemies within a 5-meter radius around you. This is very good because you're gonna always be up close, because we do use the boulder smash. So this is great, and I will show you an example of what the helmet does if it shows it in here. So as we stand, all right, moving on to the uniform, we use a golem. When the skill is active, extend its duration by 2 seconds for each enemy killed. And then the biggest of them all is the tier 2 damage absorber, which this is a very important perk for your chest piece, which increases your armor by 21,200 and resistance by 10%. This is going to come in handy a lot. Damage absorber is really good for this build. Moving over to the legs, we use the Endless Smash, which increases the skill damage by 17,000. So every time you pull them in, they'll be damaged by 17,000, or increase the skills damage by 17,000, you could say. And the biggest of them all is the tier 2 perk, which is Head of the Ward. So whenever your teammates go down and you revive them, they'll come back with full health, ready to fight, which is a big one, guys. Moving on to the gloves, we have the Bleeding Impulse Golem. When the skill is active, spawns radio impulses that inflict bleed on enemies within a 10-meter radius, frequency of 2 seconds. So this is when the golem comes into place. So you get that little extra, boost in getting shots, and you're also inflicting bleed on your enemies as your teammates shoot at them. And the biggest of them all is the tier 2, which is called the Ultimate Paragon, which increases your armor by 16,300 for each ally in close range. So whenever you guys are in like a heavy, close battle, everybody's armor will be increased, and your armor will be increased as well. So this number will be increased, and you'll just be able to take more damage from the enemies. Moving on to the next one, we have the Bleed Them All, which is the Endless Smash, which inflicts bleed on all enemies pulled. So every time you pull them, they're going to be taking more damage, and they're going to have a bleed effect on them, so your teammates can put more damage on them, and so on. And then moving on to the tier 2 Paragon, which is the second. So you have the Ultimate Paragon, you have the Paragon tier 2, which is a great combination. Each ally in close range receives an extra 20,700 points of armor. So you guys are literally going to be taking so much armor, and it's going to help out in the end whenever you're in World Tier 15, or maybe even in expeditions at End Game, which I have not got there yet. So keep this in mind. This is not an End Game build. This is mainly for World Tier 15. This has not been tested in Expedition, so I have no idea. So yeah, guys, this goes over the armors. Now, when it comes to damage with the guns, it's really personal wise, optional, because mainly this is not a DPS build. This is a support and a tank build. So the armor is what matters the most. So yeah, this build mainly focuses on the pooling when it, for your teammates, so they can get, all of them stacked up one in circles, so they can just lay the damage down on them if they're using pyro or trickster. So this is a great build for you guys out there that love support and being tanky. And this is gonna be the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope you love this video. All opinions is yours. Whatever you think is best, what you think is, if it's a bad build or whatnot. I built this from scratch with no videos, just testing the game and playing at my own pace. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. I do stream on twitch.tv, which is twitch.tv/DreamsTK, if you ever want to come by and chill and say what's up in my streams. And that's it, yo. Dreams is out.